Over 1,500 car dealerships have shut down in the last 18 months, and the ones still open, a lot of them are bleeding money right now. This isn't a recession thing. This isn't bad management. Something structural broke in the dealership model, and it's about to get worse. Today, I'm breaking down the 3 reasons dealerships are collapsing, which brands are in the most trouble, and what happens to your warranty when your dealer disappears. Here's why you should care, even if you never step foot in a dealership again. When dealers close, parts dry up, service gets harder, your car's resale value tanks. This affects every single car owner, whether you bought new or used. There are 3 forces killing dealerships right now, and I'm going to walk through each one. Then I'll answer real viewer questions about what to do if you're caught in the middle of this mess. But first, the one thing most people don't understand about how dealerships actually make money. Once you see it, everything clicks. When you walk into a dealership and see 200 cars sitting on the lot, you probably assume the dealer owns those cars. They don't. The bank owns them. It's called floor plan financing. Dealerships borrow money from major banks like JP Chase, Fifth Third Bank, and Bank of America to stock their inventory. Every single car sitting on that lot has a loan attached to it, and the dealer is paying interest on every one of those cars every single month. We're talking anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 per car per month just in carrying costs. Now do the math. A mid-sized dealer with 300 cars on the lot could be paying over $1 million a month just to keep those cars sitting there. Not sold, just sitting. And here's where it falls apart. Back in 2021, interest rates hovered around 2%. Floor plan financing was cheap. Dealers could hold inventory for months without sweating. Today, rates have climbed to 7 and even 8%. That same inventory now costs 2 to 3 times more to hold. And the cars themselves? The average new car transaction price hit $48,000 in 2024. A lot of buyers simply can't afford that. So the cars sit, and every month they sit, the dealer sinks deeper into debt. That's exactly why you're seeing aggressive sale banners on every lot in your city. Those aren't clever marketing campaigns. That's desperation. Dealers are trying to move metal before the bank comes knocking. And when they can't move it fast enough, doors close. But losing floor plan money is only half the problem, because the banks themselves have started making things even worse. The banks are now cutting credit lines, and they're doing it fast. You might remember Tricolor Auto Group. They were one of the largest dealership lenders in the country, over $1 billion in bankruptcy. Their CEO got caught falsifying loan documents and double pledging collateral. Straight up fraud on a massive scale. That case sent shockwaves through the entire banking industry. After Tricolor, banks started auditing their dealership portfolios hard. And what they found wasn't pretty. Over-leveraged dealers everywhere, sitting on aging inventory they couldn't sell. So the bank started pulling back, hundreds of millions of dollars in credit lines revoked. Some dealers had their financing slashed by 30 to 40% overnight. No warning, no negotiation, just a phone call saying we're reducing your line. Think about what that means in practice. A dealer who was stocking 300 cars suddenly can only stock 180. Fewer cars on the lot means fewer options for buyers. Fewer buyers means less revenue. Less revenue means they can't service the debt they already have. It's a death spiral. And once it starts, it moves fast. The dealers who survive this are the ones with strong cash reserves and relationships with multiple lenders. The ones running on a single credit line with thin margins, those are the dealerships you'll see boarding up windows by next year. Now that you understand the financial pressure, let's talk about which specific brands are getting hit the hardest, because this part directly affects what you should and shouldn't buy. Not all dealers are in equal danger. Some brands are in far worse shape than others. Stellantis brands, meaning Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, are in serious trouble. Chrysler right now has been reduced to 2 models. 2. The Pacifica minivan and the fleet-only Voyager. That's not a vehicle lineup, that's a clearance rack. On top of that, Stellantis has been in open conflict with its own dealers over inventory stuffing, forcing dealers to accept cars they never ordered and can't sell. Multiple dealer associations have filed formal complaints Some dealers have simply walked away from the franchise entirely. Then there's Nissan. Their own CEO publicly admitted the company is in an extremely tough spot. That's boardroom language for, "We're running out of time." Industry analysts give them 12 to 18 months to execute a turnaround plan or face a buyout, a breakup, or something worse. Their US dealer network is already getting thinner by the quarter. Mitsubishi sold roughly 87,000 cars in the US last year. For context, Toyota moves that kind of volume in about a week. Mitsubishi dealers right now are surviving almost entirely on service revenue and used car sales. That model has an expiration date. And the European luxury brands like Maserati, Alfa Romeo, and Jaguar, Maserati's US sales dropped 57% in a single year. With new import tariffs raising prices even further, these brands are pricing themselves right out of the market. Their dealer count was already thin. Now it's approaching invisible. Here's why all of this matters to you directly. When a brand's dealer network collapses, three things happen at the same time. Parts become scarce, service appointments become distant, and resale values crater. You end up owning what the industry calls an orphaned vehicle, a car that no dealer wants to touch and no buyer wants to purchase. We've seen this play out before with Suzuki, Saab, Pontiac, and Saturn. Same pattern every time. And that pattern leads to one of the most painful consequences for everyday car owners. Here's how warranty service works. When you buy a new car, that manufacturer warranty gets serviced at authorized dealerships, not independent shops, not chain stores, authorized dealers only. So when your local dealer closes, your warranty doesn't technically vanish, but the nearest authorized service center might now be 50 miles away, or 100. In rural areas, it could be 200 miles or more. Are you really going to drive 200 miles for a warranty oil change? For a check engine light diagnosis? Most people won't. So they either pay out of pocket at a local independent shop or they skip the maintenance altogether. Both options hurt you. But here's the bigger problem. When a manufacturer pulls out of the US market or goes through bankruptcy, parts supply collapses, and it happens faster than most people expect. After Saab went bankrupt in 2012, owners were scrambling for basic maintenance parts within 2 years. Brake rotors, water pumps, electronic modules, all back-ordered indefinitely. Some owners had to source parts from European salvage yards just to keep their cars on the road. That's what owning an orphan vehicle actually looks like. Your warranty booklet says you're covered. Reality says you're on your own. And for several brands right now, that reality is getting closer every month. So what should you actually do about all of this? If you're buying new, stick with brands that have rock-solid dealer networks. Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, and Mazda. These manufacturers have strong sales, healthy dealer relationships, and stable long-term outlooks. If you currently own a vehicle from a struggling brand, seriously consider selling it now before resale values drop further. Every month you wait, the pool of interested buyers gets smaller. Stay away from third-party extended warranties. Only consider manufacturer-backed coverage. When a third-party warranty company folds, and many have, your coverage disappears with them. And keep every single service record you have. If your dealer closes and you need to file a warranty claim at another location, documentation is everything. No records means no claim. Now, let me get to some viewer questions that came in on this topic. Someone asked, I just bought a Chrysler Pacifica last year, and should I be worried? Honestly, the Pacifica is a decent minivan on its own. The issue isn't the vehicle itself, it's the dealer network behind it. If Stellantis keeps losing dealers at this rate, warranty service and OEM parts will get harder to find. My suggestion is to maintain it by the book, keep all your records, and have a realistic timeline for when you'd move on. Don't wait until you're stuck with no options. Another viewer asked about buying a used Nissan while prices are low. And the answer is no. A low price tag on a car from a brand in financial freefall isn't a bargain. It's a trap. If Nissan's US operations shrink or collapse, you'll own a vehicle with dwindling parts supply and almost zero resale value. That upfront discount won't cover the problems coming down the road. And one more. Someone wanted to know if they should avoid all dealerships and just buy from private sellers. Not at all. The problem isn't dealerships as a concept. The problem is buying from dealers attached to dying brands. A Toyota dealer or a Honda dealer isn't going anywhere. Buy from strength. Just avoid buying from a brand that might not have a service network 3 years from now. The dealership model, as we've known it, is under pressure from every direction. High interest rates squeezing inventory costs, banks pulling credit, manufacturers fighting their own dealer networks, and buyers who simply can't stomach $50,000 price tags anymore. You can't control any of that, but you can control what you buy, who you buy from, and when you decide to get out. Pay attention to which brands are growing and which ones are shrinking. And whatever you do, don't get emotionally attached to a brand that won't be around to support your car 5 years from now. Now, if you want to know exactly which vehicles will cost you the most to own long-term, I broke down the worst offenders right here in 12 cars that will bankrupt you before 100K miles. That one covers repair costs, depreciation traps, and the specific models you need to stay away from. I'll see you there.